Okay. So we created a component called welcome component. Okay. For this, what we have to override render method. Right? Okay. I am expecting a prop as a name. Okay. Prop from the parent component. Okay. I mean to say for this component, I am expecting welcome to. Okay, we will be able to access the props by using the props keyword in React. Right? Okay, this dot props dot name. Understood? So now, whenever we are going to call this welcome component, right? If we add an attribute called name to this welcome component, then automatically the name attribute or the name property will be displayed in the for the welcome component. Okay, export default welcome. Okay, now from app.js I am going to call the welcome component. Right? Okay, welcome. What is the name I'm going to pass? I'm going to pass name as Elon Musk. And now okay, we should return this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to Elon Musk.
Okay.
Okay, now if I don't want to send it, so next one, welcome. Okay, in this case, what we are doing, this welcome component is expecting the name property, but we are not sending the name property to the welcome component, right? What will happen? What it is going to display?
I think the okay.
Just it is going to display as welcome to, right? Yeah. So now I want to have one thing to be displayed whenever the name does not have a value. I want to display as just by default if we don't have a name value.
Okay.
How we can do it?
If you don't have a name value.
I want to mark it as a guest.
Okay. Default we need to give some value.
Okay. Yeah, that we have in the next concept we come, but before that, if you want to achieve it, you mean to say default props we can give name value as guest, right? Yeah, and also we can achieve by using the ternary operator, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so if we have a value, just display that value, right?
Okay.
it doesn't have, just display me guest, right?
Yeah.
You can use single or double quote, not an issue. Okay, guest. Okay. Now, if you see, now we can see welcome to Elon Musk and welcome to guest.
Okay.
Okay. Next, I want to display the user information, right? So, what I want to do, I want to display user info.js. Okay, I want to create a class user info which extends the React.component. Okay, let me import React from React. Now, I want to display the user information, whatever comes as a prop for this component. Okay, for default user info. Okay, I am going to pass this user information in the form of an object. Okay, that object contains the name, right? Username, delegates, the company, Microsoft, and next can be operations, okay, and I want to give some other details like location. Okay, on which location that the company is, the city, I can say some city name, the state, Williams, and country, USA. Okay, this is the property that I am expecting from for my user info component. Okay, I want to render this information. Okay, how we can do it? First, we have to define the render method, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Return. We have to return the details, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a div. Under this div, I want to display this information. Okay. Can you know how we can do it? Return. We are expecting the top as a user. Okay, this is the property name, correct? How we can do it? This dot props dot user dot, right?
Yeah.
Name.
Okay.
So this is an expression. We have to give it in the name. Now, next one. Okay, next I want to display the next information called company. Okay, this dot props dot user dot company, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, I want to display the operations. So this dot props dot user dot operations. Okay, next I want to display the city. Okay, I can say location. Under this location, we'll have a UL, LI, around to the city, right? City name is, how I can get the city name? This dot props dot user dot
Location.
dot city, right?
Yeah.
Then next state. Next country. Okay. Now it is time to call my component, right? User info component. How we can call user info component? By using the name of the component, right?
Yeah.
And we have to pass the object, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an object here. Okay, let user object is equal to, I will copy it from there. Now I want to pass this user object to user. How we can do it? Within the, since it is an expression, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to pass as a parenthesis. Okay, curly braces. Since it is an expression, user object is an variable. The corresponding variable we are passing to user attribute. Okay, whenever this user info component is trying to render, what it will do, it will use this user property and it will display that information in the UI, right? So if we see the UI information, we can see that company Microsoft, location, city, state, and country.
Okay.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, how we are displaying all the information to this, right? By using this dot props dot user dot name like this, right? So did you remember the destructuring?
What did you say?
Destructuring.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Giving the variables as S.
I want to get the name of the user object into my user variable. How I can get it? Let name is equal to, right? Name is equal to this dot props dot user, right?
Okay, yeah.
Am I right or wrong? Okay, I'm going to print the name console.log. We'll see whether we are getting this value or not. So we are able to get this value, right? Bill Gates. So if we want to get the company, how we can do it? Comma, company, right?
Okay.
Operations, comma, operations.
Yeah.
But I want to get the city, state and country. How we can get it?
So we need to write another variable.
Another variable. Okay. Location variable, right?
Okay.
Under that we have to write city, comma, state, comma, country. Okay, if you print the name and location, I'm going to print location and city, right?
Okay.
We will see unexpected use of location. Okay, we got Atlanta, we got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bill Gates and Atlanta. So the next, if we want to display the information, we can use directly these variables and display it. Understood?
I didn't get it. Why name and operations and not printing?
Yeah, so sure. So what I'm saying, directly we are going to display the user values like this, right? This dot props dot user dot name.
Okay.
Or we can use the destructuring to get the information from the props into variables directly, right?
Okay.
So I can remove this dot props dot user now.
Okay.
Now if you see the same results, you will see that there is nothing in the result. Okay, so in most of the cases you may see this approach also. That's why I am repeating the destructuring, how we are going to use it.
Okay.
Okay. Next we are going to discuss about the constructor in the class level component. Okay. Did you remember how we are going to create a constructor?
Yeah. Yeah, in a class level, right?
Yeah. In any class, ECMAScript 6 class.
Constructor and with a super.
By using the constructor keyword we can create the constructor, right?
Okay.
So now I'm going to create a constructor for my welcome, right? Okay, constructor. Now I'm saving it. Now you can see the error. Okay, so by default, okay, whenever we are going to define a constructor in our class level component, we must mention the super, or we must call the super constructor in our class.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
You will get an error if you didn't call the super constructor.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you see, we are able to get the super result, okay, by calling the super in our case.
Okay.
Okay, next. What is the difference between the calling of, okay, super with super of props, right? Okay, now I'm going to display the props into my constructor, right? How I'm going to display console.log of this dot props, right? Okay, now we see in the console log, right? We are expecting to have a component, property, right? Name property. We are passing the name property to our welcome component, right? Okay, so but we are seeing the undefined in the constructor. So if we want to access the props information into our constructor, we must always call the super of props inside of our constructor.
Okay.
Okay, if we want to access the props information in constructor, we must we must call super of props. If I am going to change this to super of props, what will happen? We will see. Right, I am going to save it. Props is not defined. Okay, for the constructor also we have to pass it. Okay, now we can see the okay. Yeah, maybe that is the folder. Okay, if you want to pass the super of props, we must create a constructor with the props. Okay, whenever the React is going to create a component, right? So that time what it will do, if it finds a constructor with the props property, it is going to pass all the props information to this constructor. If it didn't find a props property, right, it won't pass any props information. So if we want to use the props in case of constructor, we must use in this way. we must call the super of props, and constructor of props we have to maintain into our component.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see the props information in the console. Since for the first time we passed the props into our welcome component. The second time we didn't pass any property to our welcome component.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in case of the render, if we want to access the props, okay, we no need to bother whether we defined a constructor or not. Okay, even though if we have or we don't have the constructor in our class level component, always the props will be visible in our render method. Correct? Okay, always the props will be available even though does not have a constructor. Okay, clear, right? Now we are going to see how we are going to use the props in case of the functional component. Any doubts so far?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to create a new component called greeting.js. Okay. So how we are going to create a functional component? Function greeting, right?
Yeah. Right.
Good morning. Okay, good morning. Yes. Okay, export default greeting, right? So now I want to pass the from app component. I want to pass one greeting which user we are going to be. Okay, Raghavan. Now, okay, whenever we pass any attributes to functional component, right, automatically this will be visible in our functional component by using the props.
Okay.
Okay, if we put the props parameter into our functional component, automatically whatever the attributes that we are passing to our functional component, that will be visible here. So I want to display like this dot props dot user, right? So now you can see greeting is not defined, which means we have to import, right? Import greeting from greeting is not defined. Correct, right? Export default greeting. Cannot read property props of undefined, right? So import React from React. Okay, we don't have any this in case of functional component. So you are seeing that props dot user directly we can access.
Okay.
Okay, if I'm going to print this set, we will see what will happen. Okay, this is undefined, right? In this functional component. Okay, so directly we can access the variable of props dot user.
Okay.
Okay. Now sometimes if we want to have directly wants to access the properties by using the names itself in case of my functional component. Okay, I mean to say, suppose we have a one component called book component. Okay, under book it has information like name of the book, and next it contains the what else it will contain, name of the book, ISBN number, right? ISBN. Next it contains the other. Okay, I want to send this book information to my book component. Okay, so how I can do it? I'm going to create a new component, book.js, right? Okay, function book. Okay, I'm going to return h1, right? Book details. Okay, do okay. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to display the name of the book. Okay, name. Okay, props dot name, right? Okay, name ISBN other. Okay, name other ISBN. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to send the props. Now by using the in app.js, what I'm going to do? I'm going to create an object called book, right? Book is equal to name. Okay, Okay, React.js from ISBN. Okay, another. Okay, let book is equal to we have now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to call the book by passing the book name is equal to, right? Directly we can put name or we can put the book dot name, right?
Yeah.
Book dot ISBN. Next other is equal to book dot other, right? Now if you see, book is not defined. What do we have to do? We have to export this, right? Export import from dot slash book. Right? Book is not defined. Where it is. Okay. Now we can see the book details, right?
Yeah.
So now, can you tell? Did you remember this one? Spread operator.
Yeah.
How we can do it?
Using 3 dots and
And 3 dots, right?
yeah.
Exactly. Name. Okay. In this case, how we are going to use this spread operator. Now I want to spread this 3 variables, name, ISBN, other, right? So what I can do, I can do it book 2. Are you following?
Okay.
Now you will be able to see name, ISBN, other. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, now you can see the book details, right? CSS 01 Eric Meyer. Okay, what it is going to do, right? This spread operator, what it will do, it spreads the those properties, name, ISBN, author, as an attributes to this book component.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why it will work. So it makes sure that whatever the properties that we mention must be equal to the name of the properties of this object.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we change to different name, right, it may not work. You may not be able to see the other. Understood it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the one way of displaying the object information into our functional component. Okay. So for the class also we can send like this for the class component also.
Okay.
Now in case of my functional component, what we have done, we have used the props right here. Okay, sometimes I want to directly have the name of the property in my class level component, sorry, in my functional component. Okay, so we can use the book of props. In that case, what it will happen, what are the attributes that it is going to send, it will come to this props attribute in the form of an object, right? Okay, now we can spread the props to name attributes also. Okay, we can write like book of, right, name comma ISBN comma other, we can write like this. Okay, we can spread the props names into the functional component as well. Okay, so what I will do, I will put name ISBN other right here. Okay, so we can directly access the name ISBN other properties. No need to use the props here.
Okay.
Okay, we will see the same results. Understood, right?
Yeah.
So next, suppose if we want to have one more attribute called price, right?
Okay.
We can define like this, right? Price. We can display the price. Okay, if we don't pass the price, it will show the default value, no value. I can pass the price directly here, right? Price is equal to 1000 or 10,000, some value. Now we can see the price value. If we want to add it here, price is equal to, we will see whether it will allow or not. With the combination of both spread and other attribute, correct? It is allowing. Correct?
Okay.
Okay, so whatever the attributes that we are going to spread, those only it will be spread. Other attributes, if we are going to mention, it will be automatically taken and it will pass to the particular book component. Clear, right? Any doubts?
Yes, right. Clear.
Clear. Okay. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about how we are going to perform the validation of the props and also how we can do the defaulting of props values. Require how we can do the whether the prop is required or not. Mandatory props. Okay, how we can do it. That we will see in our next section.
Okay.
Okay.